Good morning, friends. This is Jason Messas with Better Business Bureau, just welcoming you to the call. We're a little early, about 7 minutes away. We're going to wait for some more participants. I see everybody is here, is feeling well, hopefully. Angela, Greg, John, Ronnie, our co-host Nina as well from SBA, and we'll be getting going here in a few minutes. So hang tight and enjoy the elevator music. Good morning, friends. This is Jason at Better Business Bureau here in San Antonio. Just a quick update. We'll be going in about 2 minutes. We're about 2 minutes away. We're just waiting for a few more folks to join on. So enjoy the music. We'll be right back. Okay, friends, good morning. On behalf of Better Business Bureau, my name is Jason Mesa. And of course, thank you once again. Here I am just saying hello to you folks. I'll be going back on mute. But just want to tell everybody once again, thank you. This is our first Building Business Seminar. The topic, SBA Economic Injury Loans, Disaster Loans. We'll review the eligibility, the requirements, what to know before applying, the expectations, and when the money is available and other useful information. Our presenter, Nina Ramon, she's with the Small Business Administration here in San Antonio District. She'll be presenting the loan program. Afterwards, we've got some questions we've submitted beforehand. For the sake of time, we've muted the lines. We'll share contact info at the end so you may reach out for additional questions. We are recording the webinar for use afterwards, so you can play or share that along as well, and we'll pass along the links for that. On behalf of Better Business Bureau, this is a free session to all Texas businesses eligible. This serves as our mission to be the leader in advancing marketplace trust, and we invite you to continue learning next week with several other upcoming webinars related to small business, just like the Facebook pages for our BBB to get the notifications. And we can help your business. We are available for consultations. We're available for information. If you need it from us, just let us know. And I'm going to unmute Miss Nina, and she is our presenter this morning. I will turn the co-host over to her. Nina, can you hear us? And good morning. Let's check some audio.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. I hope everybody is doing well, having fun. Social distancing. Well, let me see. I'm going to attempt to share my screen. I just did. So hopefully everybody can see my screen. I'm not very good at the webinar process on Zoom. Jason, is it okay if I go ahead and get started? If everybody can see my screen?
Yeah, yes, go ahead. I believe volume seems kind of low.
Okay.
From Ronnie's mentioning, she might turn that up on your end just to double check maybe the microphone or just getting closer to the mic. But then I see your presentation. We should be good.
All right. So Like Jason said, my name is Nina Ramon. I work with the U.S. Small Business Administration. I work out of the San Antonio District Office. Our district office covers 55 counties within Central South Texas, and there's 5 other district offices within the state. Um, we are supporting right now our Office of Disaster Assistance. They were the ones that come out and deal with any kind of disaster. So if you were familiar with the Hurricane Harvey or any of the droughts or tornadoes, typically what we have is we have the disaster office come out and create an on-site location. And we work hand in hand with FEMA in order to kind of disseminate a lot of these small business loans, disaster loans. But this is an unprecedented case, and so we are doing it a little bit differently as it is nationwide. We've had to make some adjustments in our application process, and I'll go through that with y'all. So I'm going to be basically going over just the disaster assistance program that we have, which is our economic injury disaster loan. And just know that this is a direct loan from the SBA. And if anybody is familiar with SBA loan programs, we typically work with the bank and it is a government guarantee on there. But with the economic injury disaster loans, it is a direct loan. I do have these slides available. If you visit our district website at www.sba.gov/tx/San Antonio, all one word. If you go towards the bottom of the page where it says from our office, you'll see the link for the PDF. So the economic injury disaster loan is a loan for up to $2 million, and there will be no payments for the first 12 months. And these loans are really to take you for the next 6 months. And they are for small businesses and private nonprofits that are eligible. It's important to note that these loans are designed to pay like your working capital for the small business that you would normally need to pay any kind of fixed debt, payroll, accounts payable, and other bills impacted by the disaster. And you have to be able to show that the financial amount is impacted from this particular disaster. And it's also good to note that these debts are not available for you to refinance some of your other debts, to have any kind of expansion or hiring new people. The interest rate right now is the 3.75% for small businesses. And there's the one question that we have a lot of times is, what does it mean if you have without credit available elsewhere? A lot of times for businesses that may be a little overextended and some of their capital with the banks, that's what if you've ever had issues getting loans before, if you've been denied especially. But for the most part, I would encourage everybody to apply, whether you think that you have the credit available elsewhere or not. Right now, there like over 95% of the applicants that we received were determined to have credit elsewhere. They're really just trying to get this money out and help you recover your business. If for certain nonprofits, the interest rate is 2.75. And what's great about these loans is that they're with the low interest, they're also long-term. So you can have the repayment process up to 30 years. And the deadline for applying for the economic injury loan is December 21st, 2020. So at the end of this year. So some other additional idle details is that there's no cost to apply. And that's a really good thing. There are some websites out there that claim that they can support you. I've seen some of them, and it costs you upwards of $3,000 just for them to help you out with these economic injury type loans and loan application processes. And whenever you are offered a loan, there's no obligation to take it. The amount should reflect 6 months of your operating expenses. For anybody that has an existing SBA loan, you can still apply. And we currently have deferments for all of our existing SBA disaster loans. Applicants that have any of our other loan programs, such as our 7A loan program or our 504 loan program, they're able to qualify as well, but these loans cannot be consolidated. If you have any loans over, any of the EIDL loans over 25,000, then there is collateral that is required. But the SBA will not decline for a lack of collateral, but requires the pledge of what is available. So who is ineligible? Who cannot apply for these businesses? And it's any business where gambling is more than 1/3 of the annual gross revenue. Casinos and racetracks and such that are meant to use for gambling. Any kind of business that is sexual in nature. Pawn shops that derive most of their interest most of their income from interest. Religious organizations, investment or lending companies, charitable organizations, the private nonprofits are okay. Any kind of speculative activity, and so we get a lot of times that people, they want to flip houses, and the loans cannot be used for that. And if you have any kind of agricultural expenses, you'll need to go to visit with the USDA. So criteria for approval, credit, they need to have some kind of credit, acceptable credit. The cutoff score, the cutoff credit score that is required, that the SBA likes, is not published by our processing center. So I really couldn't tell you, you need to have, this credit score or that. It's based on what the loan officer and what they see when they receive your loan application. For repayment, your business must exhibit the ability to repay the loan, as is with any loan, and making sure that you're current on your obligations as of January 31st this year. Eligibility, businesses must be located in a declared state, and every county and every state in the country has been declared. So we've changed some of the application process for the EIDL loans. We recommend that you use the Internet Explorer browser or the Microsoft Edge browser. If you are using Chrome, it will not work very well for you. And we prefer everything to be online, but we are also accepting applications via the mail as well. Make sure that you are identifying as a Texas disaster declaration, and I have it up on the screen. It's TX TAC 00544. The website is the https://disasterloan.sba.gov/ELA. This is the direct link to the application site. I try to make a screenshot of it. I probably should split this up in multiple ways. But with the change of the application process, before it was create an account, and each page was part of the application form. You would fill it out and you could save your process from there. Due to the large volume of people that were visiting our sites, the site and the application system could not handle it. So we had to come up with another way to get everybody's loan applications. So the way that we're doing it now is on the disaster link, is basically like 2 or 3 forms. You fill out the forms. It'll be on the business form for the economic disaster loan. Fill out that information and you can upload it into the Dropbox in the area here, or you can mail them in to the address in Fort Worth. The address is actually on the bottom of the website, so you can just mail it in. If you're having any issues with the application process, with this new application process, if you've, for say, you've visited the website prior to yesterday, then go through and try clearing your data and your cache, and then go back into the website, and it should work better for you. And if you continue having any issues, I also recommend visiting the website at a later time, or like early in the morning, when there isn't going to be a heavy traffic to the website. We are continuing to work on the systems so that we can bring it back to the original application website. Right now, this is just a temporary fix, but we are working and we're trying to make sure that everybody can get their application systems in. So some of the things that you're going to need to have ready, and this is the things that the loan officers are going to be looking for, and the information that is on the application process will be pulled from these files, is a completed IRS form 4506 for each owner, for each principal owner that owns 20% or more. You'll need at least 2 years of complete business tax returns with all your schedules. I know that there was a question about individuals who are 1099 and whether or not or how they would be able to file. You're essentially a sole proprietor when you're filing, so you will tack on that 1099 to your Schedule C. If when that loan officer, that case manager needs some of that information, that's how you would file it in there. Some other information that may be requested is current year-to-date profit and loss statements, and so that would be for the first 3 months for this year, like January through March, and the most recent federal tax return. If it has not been filed, then your year-end profit and loss statement and balance sheet for that particular tax year. And then we have an SBA form 1368, which provides the monthly sales figures. You don't have to go out and fill all this stuff out, but I do recommend having a lot of that information on hand when you're filling out this application process. And then at any time when, after you apply and a case manager reaches out to you, they'll work with you to ensure that you have everything that you need. So that 3-step process, it is pretty simple. The only thing it does is it takes your time, is to go online and apply, fill out those those forms, those PDF forms, and upload them or mail them to Fort Worth. The information is verified and credit checked. Then the forecast is complete to determine your EIDL amount. So a lot of people are wanting to say, I need X amount of money. And that's not exactly how the process works. So the loan officer will look at your application process. They'll look at your profit and loss statements and see, they'll make the determination based on that information of how much you would need to work your business for the next 6 months. And they will provide you that amount. You do not have to take all of that amount, and you can actually request more if needed. But that loan officer will discuss any of those recommendations and the next steps for you. The decision process usually takes up to 4 weeks. We are working with pushing out right now with lenders for our SBA Express Loan Bridge Loan Program. It is a pilot program. We're still working on getting all the kinks out of it so that we could get it out to the lenders and get it to the small businesses. But any type of bridge loan is just to kind of get you over that hump while they're doing that decision process for the EIDL loan. There are also other organizations out there, like Bear County has partnered up with Lift Fund to do similar type bridge loans. And I believe Travis County is also participating in a bridge loan program for small businesses. But that once all that processing decision is done, and the loan is closed and the funds are dispersed, you'll sign and submit, of course, your loan documents. The initial disbursement of $25,000 will be within 5 days, and the case manager, again, will be assigned to you to help you meet all these loan conditions. We are another question that I always get is, will it really take up to 4 weeks, and will I really get this money within 5 days? We're working to keep it at that amount. We've never before seen anything like this, where the whole nation is declared a disaster, and we're trying to support that. Usually it's a smaller location. Again, example, Hurricane Harvey, when we're working with those small businesses. So bear with us as we work through this process. We're trying to get the money out to you as fast as we can and support you as best as we can. Some important notes about your application. When you do fill out those PDF forms, make sure, double check that you completed everything. Delays will occur if there is something missing. Every time that the case manager has to go back and get more information from you or ask more questions, it's going to take a little bit longer and create more delays. If more funds are needed, like, you can submit some supporting documentation to request that increase. And if less funds are needed, you can request a reduction. If you are denied, you will be given up to 6 months to provide new information and written consideration request. And that's also a really good time to go in and look at those bridge loan options. So right now, like I said, we are doing deferments on all of our SBA disaster loans, and they're also doing deferments for anybody that has an existing SBA loan. You will definitely need to work directly with your lender, since these loans are with the bank itself. We just have that government guarantee tacked onto the back end of that loan. But we are really working with our lenders within each of the banks to ensure that they know exactly what they need to do and the best processes that they need to take, and they're updated with all of our new policies as we are pushing them out. For those who have the 7A loans and the micro loans, lenders may help with temporary cash flow issues by deferring the payments. For both the 7A and micro loans, it's up to 6 consecutive months. But no deferments may cause the loan to extend beyond the maximum 7-year maturity. So it depends on where you are in, or how long you've had that loan. For our 504 loans, you'll be working with our certified development centers that can help you with the temporary cash loans. For those that are not familiar with the 504 loans, they're more for like the buildings, kind of like the larger fixed assets. The CDC has part of the loan, banks have a part of the loan, and the SBA guarantees part of that loan. But the CDCs are the primary, just like for the 7A would be Wells Fargo or RBFCU. But the CDCs can help with the temporary cash flow by deferring the payments. And again, the amount should not exceed the 6 cumulative months, or 20% of the original loan amount, whichever is less. Oh, I lost my mouse. So another good thing that you need to think about with your loans, if it's a existing SBA loan or any other type of business loans, if you have a good financial base, reach out to your bankers, and they can support you with, say, a line of credit or deferments on any other loans. If you already have a line of credit somewhere else, we recommend that you use that. The EIDL loans will be used for those who really don't have that option and that they have no other way of staying afloat. So this is our important resource assistance from the SBA. We have 4 resource partners. They are small business advisors and small business mentors that are for you. They are free of charge. You do have to sign a confidentiality waiver with them when you meet with them, and they are there to help you for a range of issues, not just for helping you out with, like, say, the EIDL loan application process. They're there to help you with everything: the cash flow management, short-term financial management issues. They have some social media gurus on their teams. If you're needing help with, like, your import export, any kind of supply chain issues, strategic planning, financial tune-ups, and preparing for any kind of future disasters, risk management issues. They're there for you. The three that I have labeled on the top, they're the ones that are local to the San Antonio area. The Southwest Texas Border Development Center, or the SBDC, they're located over at UTSA. And actually, let me go to the next slide. They're located over at the UTSA downtown office. And if you are able to go there, we're all social distancing right now. They're in the Durango building. And what's really great about that team and that whole system there is they not only have the small business development business advisors, but they also have the procurement technical assistance center. So those who deal a lot with contracting, they're there. They have the business advisors there to support you on that. They have their international trade. So those who are in the export, import businesses, they can help you on that. And those who are in the technology and innovation, they have a team of experts over there to help you. We do have the Lift Fund Women's Business Center, and it's not just for businesses or women-owned businesses. Men can also go there for assistance. They are located at the downtown public library inside the City of San Antonio's Launch SA. And then we have our SCORE chapters. The SCORE chapters, that we have one in Austin and one in San Antonio. The one in Austin is a little bit more robust than the San Antonio chapter, but they are great. They're individuals who have been there, done that in business, and they're giving back their time and efforts. We also have the Veteran Business Outreach Center. They're located down in Edinburgh, but they cover the half the state of Texas. So I have the websites on there so that you can reach out to any of these individuals, these organizations. They can help you out with the loan application process, and they can help you out with finding some other alternative routes for you, for your business, to help you out, not just for right now while we're going through this crisis, but for the entirety of your business. And that is the end of my slide. I know that there was one other question that was sent prior to, and that is, would an IRS settlement negotiation void the small business from receiving any kind of SBA assistance? And that's something that you would really need to talk with the disaster loan officer, the case manager there. Some of the questions that they're going to ask is, like, did this occur concur with the IRS negotiations? Was the settlement already done? Did the small business pay the IRS already? There are a lot of questions to answer before a set answer is given for that question, if that makes any sense. I guess, Jason, how do I open up this for questions?
Okay, sure. We've got a few questions by chat that were submitted. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so we had one, and these are general, so I know everybody is individual. We're going to have so many questions on the other side of this as they're custom, but for the general group, John is asking, I own 2 small businesses. Will I be able to apply for each business?
Yes, you should be able to apply for each business. You'll have to yeah, how do I say that? Let me get back with you on that specific question on how you would do that.
Okay.
Um,
But it is okay. Great. It is possible though, for sure. Okay. And the next question, General, is the SBA EIDL loans, are they the right loan for a forgivable 8-week payroll use only situation?
is this in reference to the CARE Act?
That I'm not sure. That's this general question.
Okay. Um, so if it is the payroll that is being suffered for the time um, starting when was this disaster declared, on the 20th of March and a little bit before that, um, then yes, that payroll is a part of that. For anybody that has questions in regards to the CARE Act that is currently in legislation right now, I can't answer any of those questions. I don't have the answers to them. I don't know them. I don't know what's going to be part of the bill and how it's going to affect our programs and the small businesses exactly.
Okay, no worries. For those, we had some folks that did join in late, but the general question was that the interest rate generally is 3.75% for business, 2.75 for nonprofits, and then is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, and then we had another question came up about you had stated something about 95%. Is that in reference to the majority of businesses already being credit worthy, and that's a denying of 95% of the applications, or what was that in reference to?
Oh, so of all the applications that we've received so far, 95% of them have not been credit that not have credit elsewhere. And so essentially we've approved 95% of all the business loans that have come through, or business applications that have come through.
Okay, great. And just to clarify, we will be making these slides available. Is it okay if I PDF these and send these out to the registrants for them to have, correct?
Oh, absolutely. I also have them on our website, the sba.gov/tx/San Antonio. They're there to copy, but you can also send them out as well.
Okay, one final question before we leave. Is the SBA loan program different than the payroll protection program where some or all the loan is forgiven after a year if you keep the employees?
So that is, I believe, part of the CARE Act bill that has not been officially pushed out. So I don't have the answer to that one.
Okay, great.
I don't know how it's going to affect them.
No worries. And just two general comments. These aren't questions, but from Angela says the SBDC group is amazing. She recommends them highly. They've helped her so much. And finally, the process for submitting obviously crashed on Wednesday, so that was an issue for a lot of businesses. But you do have the Fort Worth office where they can mail in applications, correct?
Yes. So they can take those PDFs and save them and upload them into our Dropbox that they have on the site where you get the forms, or they can mail them into the Fort Worth office.
Okay, great. Okay. Nina, I appreciate you so much. On behalf of our participants, we are making this a recording available for later use. And again, we appreciate all the group downtown, David and Adrian, I'm sorry, Anthony and yourself. And if we have any further questions, which we will, we'll be sure and have the group submit them through our network as well. And we'll make those slides available. So thank you to everybody participating. Thank you, Nina, again for your time.
Oh, yeah, you're very welcome.
And we wish everybody a great week and a great weekend. And in lieu of the COVID-19 crisis, we hope everybody gets the advice or the support or the loans or the money they need to keep going. Appreciate everyone. Thank you for joining us, and have yourselves a great day. Thank you.